Now, Donald Duke was like, in the panel, he was typically a Hausa boy. You know he can speak Hausa. There is not a single northern major family that does not know Donald Duke by name. It will never be news if Atiku wins primaries.
Really?
Yeah, it will never be news. I think if Atiku and Tinubu were to contest in any political party, Atiku is likely to beat Tinubu.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of them seem, Providence is funny. He puts one in the north, one in the south. The juggernauts of Nigerian politics.
Put the two of them. Atiku is likely going to beat.
Wow.
When I was advising Obi to go and work with Kwankwaso, I admit I didn't fully see through the entire composition of these individuals. But now that things are beginning to play out, if you're a true Democrat, you should belong before you contest. And these are instructive things. Not get the ticket before you. It doesn't happen. It is not good for any system to happen. And these are the kind of things I try to tell Peter Obi. Though he listens to me, but there are times that I don't know what else and before I know it, he has already taken the action. Another time, we can discuss the failures of, you have Shettima, vice to a Tinubu in Nigeria's Fourth Republic. What did you expect? Next question, please.
This is Naija Unfiltered on SYMFONI TV. My name is Olawale, Oluwade. And my guest today is Senator Dr. Yusuf Datti Baba-Ahmed, 2023 Vice Presidential Candidate of the Labour Party. Dr. Yusuf, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Olawale.
Yes, you're welcome, sir. It's a pleasure having you. And let's get right into our conversation.
Yes.
You recently defected from the Labour Party to the PRP. Do you want to tell us why?
It is more correct if you say I repositioned to the PRP or I relocated to the PRP. Because what you call defection now has been normalized into Nigerian politics by the way Nigeria has been operated in the last 3 years. In an earlier engagement, I said the section 14B of this Tinubu government has been the destabilization of other political parties, whereas the section 14B of normal Nigerian constitution is the provision of, is to secure the life and properties of Nigerians and welfare. The primary purpose of governance shall be the security and welfare. And the primary purpose of Tinubu's government, the primary purpose has been to destabilize other political parties. So you will be more correct to say, why did you reposition? Why did you relocate? That goes to Peter Obi, that goes to everybody. You should sympathize with Nigerian politicians for the way things are going. Again, when you build into the equation how Femi Rojamila, his boss, and his compatriots have been playing football with Nigerian political parties, you will see that we're actually repositioning. So now to answer your question, they probably have been making a lot of blunders. Like I said, so long as your name is human being, you're here on this earth with us, a human being will sort you out. If you are a spirit, we don't know that one. Tinubu is human. We will treat him as such. His other people are all human. They can try to play God or spirit to an extent, but those of us who can see through them, we know who they are. We will not. You are here with us, we'll sort you out, and they'll be making lots of blunders. They thought I'll follow Peter Obi. Now, People don't understand that between me and Obi, there's a great deal of sympathy. I have sympathy for him. And this sympathy was at the core of our relationship. People find it difficult to understand me. When he approached 3 other major politicians in 2022 and they avoided him, I would have been glad if in 2022 one of them went with Peter Obi. But they all avoided him. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for Nigeria as a nation. You know the reasons, I know the reasons. We don't have to say them now. And I took it upon myself because naturally I've always been a volunteer. For the sake of Nigeria, I extended that sympathy to him. They thought I'll follow Peter Obi, but I had given enough sympathy then. And I thought as a leader, what we should do, he should do then was to, sort the problem out. I mean, if Aburi was a problem, what makes him think the Nwosu or the David Mark of ADC will not be a problem? What makes you think the chairman of Seriake of NDC will not be a problem? So it's the same thing wherever you go. Stay here and fix this problem. Now, let's work together. And he decided to move. Now, with due respect, he does not own my politics. He does not own me. I am independent. And I said, all right, sir. I had different reasons for coming to join you. If you want to move, go ahead. I gave my very cogent and logical reasons of not joining ADC, all of which have come true. All of them have come true. Read the headlines of last week. And none of them is coming to apologize to me. Not the leadership of ADC, not the candidates of ADC. After I told them the plain truth, this thing will not work. You will have a problem. Listen to what I'm saying now. Resolve them ab initio and don't take offense from what I said. They misinterpreted all that I was saying. That I said they didn't have sense. God knows I didn't say that. And that Tinubu has sense. Tinubu does not have sense. He has wayo. What he has does not exist in the English language. They took offense. And everything I said has come true. Now, okay, to answer your question. I didn't follow Obi. I stayed in Labour Party. That was a major miscalculation on the side of APC. Ordinarily, you would have thought, hey, just a small politician, I'm in a small political party. They are running the show, federal government of Nigeria. They should have things that preoccupy them. We were also wrong. Apparently, Nigeria is not the insecurity out there. It's not the mismanaged economy. No, Nigeria to them are small people like us, politicians out there and what we do. They are 9 to 5. They are 24/7 is us. What we do, what we say, where we sleep, what we breathe, what we eat, that is their business. Not the captives in the forests. Not the depreciating naira and the alien economy. That's not it. So I was wrong. They were dead worried about why I didn't follow Peter Obi. What is there to do now? I was in good terms with Aburi. I was in good terms with everybody, which means Datti will have his way in Labour. What is there to do? Oh, yeah, okay. There is some other person. We will now redeploy. Mark the word, redeploy. Just like you post people around in a ministry or in any service. So they did what they normally do, and the court, well, you go back there. What's your brief? When you go there, make life difficult for such. So of course, from there I corrected, I got the message. Now, I will not join a single issue with this new leader. Moreover, our past shows that we had very good relationship. because of a simple person, I will not come and destroy that relationship.
That's you're referring to Dr. Nadi, Senator Nadi.
I will not call him. I try to avoid that. I will not. However, it is very instructive, and this is important what I'm telling you now. Some people in some regions should realize that who they think are their enemies are actually their friends. They should please calm down, open their eyes and see that we are from the same region. Faith may have divided us. We have nothing against them. And if they look at their respective histories, they will see what I'm saying is true. Nothing against them. There's no hatred. I know in my heart there's no hatred. The only person I hate is he who is misruling Nigeria. And it's not like hatred. I dislike what you're doing, and I'll stop you if I can from misruling Nigeria. People like the one they brought to LP to make life difficult for me should realize we have nothing against them. I mean, in 2015, it was the turn of the North. In quotes, maybe the turn of a Muslim. Those people or that person, of course, worked for a Southerner and a Christian. Being a Northerner, and everybody said it was time. Not Southerners like Amechi were saying, look, in all fairness, the leadership should go back to the North. And now you have a Northerner who was a neighbor or in the same area as Buhari. I know there's no hatred. They brought that person back because they are sworn enemies of Northerners as far as primaries, as far as Nigerian presidency is. Sworn enemies of, I hate to say the word, I hate to use it, of Muslims. And this is wrong. We don't hate them. We actually love them, we want to work with. In fact, we love them. In the past, there has been love. So, I know I've spoken a lot.
Yes.
But I'm just trying to say, some people in the North do not hate, contrary to what those people are thinking that they're hating. They are not hated.
But let me put it
Others actually love them, want to work with them, promote them.
Exactly.
This is what Nigeria is about.
Exactly. Let me put you on the spot, sir, because you've said a lot, but there's one I want us to interrogate before we move to other questions. Yeah. So, the general feeling out there is that once Abure, the court said Abure is not this, the chairman, the Court of Appeal now affirmed Dr. Nadi, but you're still saying here that the Labour Party under Nadi Usman is still a captured political party doing the bidding of the APC.
I leave Nigerians to decide that. I was a very loyal vice presidential candidate to the last minute. Very well qualified for any office there. And without provocation, somebody comes out to say that it is the turn of the South to produce the presidency. Did I say anything? Did I say it's not the turn of the South? It is the turn of Nigeria. In 2015, when it was the turn of the North, why didn't that same person come out to say it is the turn of the North? They went and became directors of finance for a Southern candidate, when it was clearly the turn of the North. So, like I said, okay, this is Nigeria for you. Yes. This is the North for you. This is religion. This is ethnicity for you. The only thing I can do is to show this person that, oh, my dear, you are mistaken. You are mistaken terribly. I will not fight you. I will not join issues with you. I will simply relocate. And that will, that's why I relocated.
You have Japa from
I relocated.
From Labour to PRP.
I relocated, and in this era, where the primary purpose of a government, for the first time in any democracy we've seen, abandon governance and descend on politicking. So any politician that relocates must be understood and forgiven.
Brilliant. Okay, let's move on to your party, the PRP, now produced Dr. Donald Duke, former governor of Cross River, as the presidential candidate. Tell us about that.
I would have thought you would ask the leadership of PRP, because it is the leadership of a political party that produces candidates. However, I have always held Excellency Donald Duke in very high regards. For one, he is what I call a true Nigeria, either by providence or by his own making. Just read his resume, please. He's a godson. He was adopted in late President Shagari's house, like a son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. President Shagari was his godfather in FGC Sokoto. All his secondary school were in Sokoto. Yes, were in Sokoto. He came to ABU, and you know ABU Congo campus is less than a mile from our own family house. Yeah. Now, most of my brothers went to ABU. In fact, he studied law in ABU. My brother is one of the well-known figures there in ABU law faculty and others. Then he graduated 82, my other brother graduated 83, and they knew each other. Now, Donald Duke was like, in the parliament, he was typically a Hausa boy. You know he can speak Hausa. There's not a single northern major family that does not know Donald Duke by name. Not just that, they knew when he got married, they knew his. And yeah, he's a qualified lawyer, barrister, LLM, became commissioner, did well. And at the age of 37, he became a governor. Now, this is somebody that from the certificate of birth, primary school certificate, all the way to his master's in Pennsylvania, you have certified true copies.
No discrepancies.
What discrepancy? He's been out of government for 20 years. Nobody could go and drag him to EFCC or ICPC. I think there was one attempt which failed. He has lived peacefully, quietly. You see him playing his jazz occasionally. Look, he is he is typically what I call a Nigerian leader. But how he came to power, that question is for PRP to answer. And the delegates that elected him.
I thought you were a delegate too.
Well, I voted because I'm a card-carrying member of the party. And usually your choice is protected by the Constitution, guaranteed I'm protected. Yes, but I can tell you I voted for Donald Duke. Yeah. He is an excellent material, and undoubtedly, if you have Donald Duke as President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Nigeria will turn around immediately. For the good, for good. Not the kind of turnaround we saw in 2015. I don't want to call the man's name. That you thought they would start fighting corruption. Instead, that is when they themselves started collecting cash. Cash. I'm not joking. In tens of millions, they would bring cash to them. Nigeria has never seen corruption like that, has never seen disappointment like that. Nigeria will turn around for good, not like 2015. PDP got 16 years to misrule Nigeria. I'm sorry Donald Duke was part of that government, but he was only a governor, and his state stood out then. Unfortunately, we couldn't stop APC in 8 years. But it looks like 12 years is about it. They cannot and they must not go beyond 8 years. 12 years. Yes. They must not go beyond it.
Since Donald Duke's emergence, a couple of critiques or criticisms have come up. One of them is that, and it's an allusion to recent history, that, okay, he was governor of Cross River State at a very early age, 37.
37.
Exactly.
That's a young achiever.
Exactly. But then the question
no favors, no godfather. Just like me. You can't call anybody my godfather. He had no godfathers. His own effort. Yeah.
But the criticism of his 8 years stewardship in Cross River was that, okay, how well did he actually perform? And one issue stands out, Tinapa Resort. That it's a moribund, abandoned project. That is one. Secondly, that he's been out of government now, effective leadership, executive leadership, for 20 years, just like you said. Now, if you look at Tinubu, the same scenario. They were governors at the same time. some are saying that Tinubu's woeful performance, not my words, that is because he's been out of touch with modern reality of governance. How do you respond to these two issues?
Who has been out of touch with reality? Duke? Wrong. Duke contested presidency in 2019. He did, in SDP.
But he didn't win.
He didn't win. And he has kept abreast of all that is happening. Then he has gainfully engaged himself in productive businesses, which also is an act of leadership. I have been in business. I have, in all my life, it's not that it's plenty. I have only served 4 years and 8 months, 56 months in Parliament, and that's all. All of it is business. Now, those of us who bring our experience from the business world are even far better than those who have been in government misruling and misruling and misruling. You don't want that kind of experience. You want the type mixed with ours from the business governance world. Now, a point of correction. Please never, ever compare Duke and someone like Tinubu. They are not from the same world. I was just telling you, everything about Duke, you have documentary evidence. Nothing about Tinubu, do you have documentary evidence? Now, if not because you and I believe in reality, we can just say Tinubu is a spirit. He's a family man, people know, and I always respect people's backgrounds and all that. But where is the primary school? Where is the secondary school? Let's leave those. They are not, don't even compare. Now, he finished as a governor in Lagos and then proceeded with the tax companies, the Alpha Bravo.
Alpha Beta.
I don't call them beta, so that no one will go to court. Alpha Bravo, because they are brave. So they are the Alpha Brave. And God save you, if your company is there, all your taxes are gone. So from state to region, and from there they saw the weakness in Buhari. Used Buhari, misruled Nigeria through him, and then took over governance from Buhari. Nobody can ever say that Duke touched his kobo or his company's kobo. They are not the same. Don't compare them, please. Yeah.
That's fair enough. Sir, can you give us a brief examination, analysis of a few of the presidential primaries that we have had? NDC, they did theirs, or it was an affirmation anyway. And then ADC also, former VP Atiku Abubakar emerged. Which other notable one? Okay.
All I can say in this is everybody assumed I will follow the bandwagon into ADC. I didn't. I just want to repeat what I have said before, why I didn't. And again, I am publicly demanding apology from all of them, from Atiku to the last person who were angry with me for not joining. Number one, I said they didn't have a Buhari, an outlier who was like the distant anointed. Anointed not by an individual, but by the general feelings. They didn't have a Tinubu, a resourced, I didn't say resourceful, resourced. He has money, organized planner, who has something hidden and is an elephant walking. No use throwing pebbles at him. He is walking, charging towards his objective of grabbing it and taking it in and running away with it in 2023. So he had to put in Buhari there. And he knew Buhari's weaknesses. It was money. I'm sorry to say. They had to survive 2015 because from 2003, and I'm saying it again, his sustenance and the sustenance of the group around him was all about for 4-year election terms. So if he wasn't going to contest 2015, how are they going to survive? And these are extremely hungry, corrupt scoundrels. and I'm not using an abusive word. These are technical descriptions of the people I'm speaking, and that's why Nigeria is in a sorry state that it is today. And if they touch or they talk, we will say more. We will spill it. The money they took, most of it in cash. Not that people kept quiet. It's known. Anyway, let me come back. They didn't have a Tinubu. And there wasn't the controversy of zoning in that as they had in 2015. So you don't have the outlier, you don't have the organizer, you don't have the burning issue. How are you going to bring one? And Amechi is no joker. You have to feel sorry for Amechi. I do feel sorry for him because he is also a true Nigerian. You know, when you say someone is a Nigerian, he breaks away from that division, the norms and all that. With what he did in 2015, to stand for Buhari, Northern Muslim Hausa Fulani, when there was a Bayelsan from his region. Now, I feel sorry for Amechi. He needs to bring power back to his region. And it is legitimate for him to bring power back to his region. Because when it was not their own, he said, take it out somewhere. Now, how do you bring it back? Then his co-travelers, the Atikus and others, would not reason with him. And I said there would be a problem. Am I lying? Did I lie? I didn't. Why were they upset with me? So now I want them to all rent newspapers and publish apologies to me. They were upset with me about what I said that has come to be true about ADC. Now, we all know how Atiku does his primaries.
Tell us, we don't know. Tell us.
It's not good.
No, we don't know. Tell us.
It's not good. They say he's a politician. They say he's a master politician, all those kind of things. I contested 2019 primary, which was in 2018 in Port Harcourt. And I proudly, very proudly, got the lowest number of votes. You know why I was so proud? Out of 12 distinguished Nigerians, I was among them. Not a dime, because it was in dollars, so I won't say kobo. Not a dime did I commit. And I will tell you that as far as marketing is concerned, I spent more than any other candidate. Then as small as I was in actually marketing myself, but a dime, a cent for someone to elect me as didn't do and I will never do. What the hell if you don't vote me? Who is going to lose? Not me. But some people are experts. You see all the things flying around, and so it is no news ever. In the next 40 years, if he has it, it will never be news if Atiku wins primaries.
Really?
Yeah, it will never be news. I think if Atiku and Tinubu were to contest in any political party, Atiku is likely to beat Tinubu.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of them seem, Providence is funny. He puts one in the north, one in the south. The juggernauts of Nigerian politics.
Put the two of them. Atiku is likely going to beat.
Wow.
2023.
Yes.
There's one Darazo man
Yes.
in the villa who was instrumental to bringing Yakubu. Mm-hmm. So all the under-table things, and I know I'm on TV. Yes. Very neat. Do you understand?
Of course.
I keep saying, and I sometimes I wonder, we Nigerians, why do we just take everything to pass? How can an INEC chairman promise African leaders, including Thabo Mbeki, that's Nelson Mandela's younger brother, tomorrow morning 9 a.m. I'll come and then sneak by 4 a.m. Isn't this person a thief? Isn't he a crook?
To announce results.
Isn't he a criminal? To go and do that. This is wrong. Look at you, you're a Nigerian, I'm a Nigerian. Well, me, I know I did my part. I tried to stop it. But it has passed. And how can you shamelessly be leading a government that was announced 4 a.m.? Who works at 4 a.m.? Who works at 4 a.m.? Who works at 4 a.m. are criminals.
Anyway,
The INEC that announces a result 4 a.m. is a criminal INEC. Believe me, it's a criminal INEC. And I'm watching what I'm saying, please. What is wrong, we must say was wrong. They were only about 10 hours ahead of me. Because if Obi had agreed with many things that I was, and I don't have to say it here. Remember, I was able to get Dino Melaye with his Da Vinci dressing. I was able to get him and our own secretaries out of INEC, the coalition area. The next thing was for me to convince Okowa, let's go to the center. And I was getting closer. I had gotten us to make a press conference. I had asked Tambuwal, because he's a lawyer, to interpret some things about VP candidates going there. Tambuwal says he doesn't think he's allowed, doesn't think. My plan, and I'll say it now on TV, was next morning, even if Obi didn't know, bring Okowa to the ICC. I feel that there's a constitutional point, constitutional, to make.
Yes.
Somehow get me and Okowa in there and I plead with Okowa. I have a point of constitution to read. Before the proceedings went far, before they would go to the declaration, and I would read out section 34(2)(b), out to Mbeki, out to Commonwealth, out to everybody.
All the international observers.
Everybody, and I'll say, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this election is now over. Like my friend in Kyle Sumaila will say, this meeting is over. This election is now over. It is, we're going to rerun election by the Constitution. It is here. Is there a constitutional and legal remedy to this? Of course. Ahmed Lawal, again, my friend who was angry with me. Ahmed Lawal, you are the Senate president and you have 9 days or so to be acting president. And this is constitutional, this is legal, this is democracy. Ahmed Lawal would be acting president after Buhari hands over. The moment a new Senate president is elected, he continues as acting president, Federal Republic of Nigeria for the remainder of 90 days, during which a rerun election, because the first one was not. They were 10 hours ahead of me. This is what I was going to do. It would have been a one-man constitutional. And look, it is clean, oh.
Yes.
It is clean.
But if there was going to be a rerun, Labour would not have been there because APC
we're happy with that.
Aha.
We're happy.
Okay.
Even, look, I don't have to be president or vice president, but we don't want criminals taking over. We don't want criminality leading Nigeria, because what happened then is outrightly unconstitutional. You did not win the election, and the Supreme Court and the tribunal gloss over it and say, no, 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 it can't be like that. What is the logic behind and? You cannot change the meaning of and. You see how one man can turn the fortunes of a country around. That one man can be Mahmoud Yakubu, a 4 a.m. INEC chairman. Why are Nigerians allowing this to die? This government was sworn in 4 a.m. It cannot be re-elected again. Sorry, it was declared 4 a.m. The government was declared 4 a.m., so it cannot be. So what time are they going to declare the next 2027 one? 3 a.m.? 4 a.m.?
What if I tell you that where you sit here, Chief Dan Wanyang, Zenith Labour Party chairman, Alhaji Sani Yabaji, these two men I have enormous respect. They sat here and they both at different times said they were the ones, when this whole debacle was going on at the ICC, they were the ones who came up on the behalf of the IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Committee, to mandate or give INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu the go-ahead that please don't allow anybody hijack or hamstring this process. Declare, the elections are conclusive, declare it. What would you say to them?
I don't know about them. What I know about is the Nigerian Constitution. That's all I know. Where have you ever seen someone lobby, excessive lobby to be vice? Have you ever thought of that?
To be vice president?
Yeah. Where have you ever seen that? Atiku was a governor-elect.
Yes.
Baba Obasanjo looked for him and said, please, come, let's go. And they did. You know what happened, how President Jonathan was made vice president after late Malam Umaru. Namadi was governor, promoted to become vice president. You know 2015, Oshimbajo was nominated by Tinubu and all that. Then as they were going, I was actually abroad. I had walked away from governorship primaries because I wouldn't do what I won't do. I was abroad when they called me to say, where are you? I said, come back here. I said, yes, sir, coming back. You must be. I said, okay, sir. Baba, I will do.
That's the with Peter Obi.
Yes. But of course, when I heard the reasons again, it was logical for me with all my ideas to work with Peter Obi. No regrets. I will do it again if we were to go back there. How do you find somebody that lobby and doing those kind of things? You know the things that they did to become. So when I told them, I said, I'm not your problem. Your problem is in the villa. They say, please, go and bring his phone. Take. Go. So if you're trying to have me arrested, I'm not the type.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
What the Supreme Court ruled is left to the Nigerian people. The courts are final. The people are ultimate. Who does Nigeria belong to?
Nigerians.
You have your answer.
Okay.
And I have said it, if Nigerians will take anything, then everything will be done to them. It is perfectly legal to say, your lordships, you have all the power. Next to God Almighty is you, the judiciary. What you say in this world is final. So be just. Because among the names of the attributes of God Almighty is the just. Number 30 in our own Muslim is the just, Al-Adl. So be just. And if you're not just, it's not between, if the people are strong enough, it's between you and the people. If the people are not strong enough, like we are in Nigeria, it's between you and God. I say, as small as I am, that ruling, let me repeat, I say, as small as I am, that ruling, that section 1342B in favor of was wrong. You must win 24 states and FCT and the FCT. They have the power. I'm not challenging the fact that they don't have the power. But the interpretation of and, I beg to say, I am a Nigerian. They can decide my fate as I sit here. But for God's sake, the fact that you have the power to do wrong does not give you the motivation to do wrong. So let's go from here to the ends of the world and come back. It is wrong. It was wrong. It will forever be wrong. And that is what Peter Obi and Atiku, that's what they allowed to go. That is why Nigeria, look, I couldn't be holier than the Pope. I was not elected president. Obi was elected. Or Atiku, they were the ones elected. Immediately afterwards, Atiku and Obi, PDP and this, they started being friends. I said, look at these people again. Another thing I did, which is perfectly legal, and I'll say it now again, was that I called meetings. And when we begin the meetings, I'll say, anybody who wants to switch on those, please, gadgets, switch them on. Before we sit anywhere, I know that they're all on. Please switch them on, because whatever I'm going to say is, what I suggest we should do, all these are our obedience in Washington. We have a former president, Baba Obasanjo, who had given his opinion before the election was declared. General Abdul Salam, the father of the Fourth Republic, also released a statement before the results were released. We have a Vice President, Atiku. We have a Senate President, former Senate President. We have a former Speaker. We have a former Governor. We have a former Senator. Let's go to Washington with 3 documents. The Nigerian Constitution 1342B, the remedy and INEC results. Show it to the world. The Nigerian Constitution has been breached if this government were to come into life, and we're not going to allow it. Look at us. We're not criminals. We're not going to allow the Constitution to be breached because we are fighting for democracy, and democracy must continue in Nigeria. Do that in Washington. Do that in London. Go to Brussels, do the same. Addis Ababa, come back to Nigeria. All of us go and submit our passports to DSS, to IG, to Army, to whoever. Look, this is who we are. We are telling you in advance, we are going to block the Eagle Square. You will not swear this man in. Go to Gwagwalada, go to Lokoja, go to Karu, or anywhere and swear him in, but not in this Eagle Square. In the same way you swore him in, you declared him 4 a.m. Look for somewhere, but you will not breach the Nigerian Constitution.
You are ready to do all of this?
Of course.
Wow.
Who does Nigeria belong to?
All of us.
If you don't take it, who will take it? A criminal will take it. If you don't stop, look, when you see an authority doing wrong, they cease being the authority, you become the authority. This democracy in Egypt, how did it happen? Was it not the people who came out to Tahrir Square and drove it? Who would say that it wasn't constitutional at that point? Don't you have a government in Syria? Tell me the constitution they followed. The people used their voice and said, because ultimately, the meaning of democracy, and let me take the liberty to again repeat what I've been saying. Comprehension. There are different levels people comprehend things. What do you think democracy is? Typically, Nigerians think you have 3 arms of government. That's democracy. No, you have a civilian. That's democracy. That's not true. Can I tell you a definition of democracy that when people genuinely motivated and in search of justice are the last line of defense. Not the DSS, not the police, not the army. When the people, you and me and everybody, say that you are breaching our rights, we're ready to die here. You will not do it. That is the meaning of democracy. Don't go away. That is democracy, not 3 arms of government. But Nigerians assembled from the late 1800s to 1900, the protectorate, 1940, the amalgamation, and then 1960. Nigerians are not ready to do that. We are some of the bravest people on earth. Undoubtedly, some of the most ingenious people on earth. Why am I telling you? Go to where Nigerian army is operating. They don't do rubbish when Nigeria. The only way, when Nigeria is not operating, they will go and do what they're doing. Go to the universities in the whole Western Hemisphere. Go to the hospitals. Now it is gradually becoming a sign that to know how good a hospital is, you count the number of Nigerian surgeons in a hospital in the Western Hemisphere to know how it is good. No doubt about it, Nigerians, we are good and we can be good. Only thing is that we have not yet decided to unite for ourselves. The day we unite in Nigeria, be it on Eagle Square, be it we walk to the villa, be it whatever you do. And it is this awareness that DSS was afraid. The man is very intelligent too. He is super intelligent. There are things he doesn't want me to say. And you know, when someone that can end your life. He says, my brother, please, please. I said, okay, sir, we're friends. We'll work for security. Listen, it is this kind of awareness they don't want me creating. They don't want Nigerians aware. Should we allow that? I think we should not. You should be aware. If you are aware and you still decide out of your own laziness to allow someone to ruin your future, that's your good luck. Then keep quiet and never say anything again. Yeah.
Brilliant. We need to make serious progress.
Yeah.
You didn't quite interrogate Peter Obi and Kwankwaso's ticket. 1 or 2 minutes, sir.
Why should I interrogate something that was my idea?
Really?
Yeah. Please sit down one day and ask Peter Obi. On the 31st of January 2024, 8:30 p.m. at John Wood Hotel. It was very difficult for me to track Peter Obi that time. I tracked him and what's your plan going forward? And I didn't get a plan. I said, if you don't have a plan, sir, please, here is either El-Rufai, Kwankwaso, or somebody I will not mention. Try and work with them. Can't you see Tinubu organized for 16 years? As much as I don't like his politics, I like him as a person. He's an uncle. Can't you see he organized, not planned, he organized for 16 years. And you're planning from day to day, from week to week. No, sir, I don't behave like that. I'm methodical. Work with these people. And up till tomorrow, up to when he left Labour Party, I was still working with Peter Obi. While he was in ADC, I was holding Labour for him. Till I left Labour Party. While I came to PRP, I still said, Peter Obi, if you want to come, come. But then they were misreading people. If you could go to Labour in 2022 and say, I'll only enter if you give me a ticket, don't try that with PRP chairman. He'll tell you to take a hike.
And that's what better than everybody else. You know, he's your brother. You know
no,
he's better
no,
than everybody.
Forget that brother thing. Read his profile. Read his everything. I tell you that this is not democracy. Because if you're a true Democrat, you should belong before you contest. And these are instructive things. Not get the ticket before you. It doesn't happen. It is not good for any system to happen. And these are the kind of things I try to tell Peter Obi. Though he listens to me, but there are times that I don't know who else, what else and before I know it, he has already taken the action. So I cannot criticize what is my idea. I'm very, very happy for Peter Obi to work with Kwankwaso. Very happy. And by the way, you don't join issues with certain kind of people. There was somebody who was on air. Someone told me that he was a long-term former staff of ours who was deeply agreed. But you don't join issues with people. That they are saying that I only gave 3,000 votes from my... Okay, listen carefully. Some people... No, listen. People don't read the entire page, not even the chapter or book. They only look at one line and they draw it. No, I'm not joining issues with anybody. But listen, I had earlier, as of 2011, I had scored 366,000 votes to defeat the then two-term governor and senator of my right to get to the Senate. It was later reduced to 365,000, and he took over the seat. No regrets. I also won in 2003 and 2007, disputed, of course, and all that. So I have always been winning elections. It was when you have to ask yourself, someone who has been winning elections all the way, it's only when he came with Peter Obi that he suffered this defeat. Yes, I was defeated. No, nothing to say. But how and why did that happen? I came in to give Peter Obi legitimacy. Not in the north, not just votes. And I did that exceedingly well. Exceedingly well. Remember, as I got on the ticket, the first thing I had to contend with were almost impossible tasks. To get Peter Obi, for me to carry him, go around the entire north, Caliphate, Borno, Shehu's Palace, Speaker Shehu's Palace. conk Muslim traditional, and I did that successively. My arguments were unimpeachable, impeccable. Now, what I was trying to do, given that underline the word legitimacy, which underscores votes and everything, was there was issue of ID cards. I quashed that. There was the issue of demolition of mosques. I quashed that successfully. Yes, Daddy video came out again. I suppressed that. And then I spoke to you about our sister from the north, from my state. There are people that are kind of thinking that they would do anything. It has to be a Christian, it has to be a Southerner. Integrate them with the rest of the North. These things I did exceedingly well. Not a single one of them is saying thanks to me. But I had been warned that they will never say thank you to you. The same people who are saying I didn't give votes, are you forgetting the 980,000 votes reduced to 580,000 in Lagos, where Tinubu has been governor 8 years and put other governors for 24 years? We resoundingly defeated Tinubu in Lagos. Are you forgetting I don't like saying it, the northern communities in Southwest, in Lagos in particular, what I did to get those votes, even though they didn't deliver electoral materials to Peter Obi's stronghold, we still defeated. So please, some people only read just one line. And trust me now, I know how to use people's weight against them. I was acutely aware from the local government to the state that they want to go and embarrass me. And they were voting a lot of money on my polling unit. When they came, I said, please do me a favor. What? Welcome them. Wow. Go to my polling unit. Let them do what they want. I will go to where you don't think. And I will harm you there politically. And that's what I did. Was I a governor for 8 years? Was I collecting taxes in Northwest for 8 years? I was not. I've never collected tax.
You're not even a senator or a rep or something.
I was a senator. I was a rep.
Yeah, I know before. That was before, long ago.
I went to Lagos and I made sure that we beat the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria today. We are proud. We beat him there in his own base.
Let's make progress. There's something that emerged when Peter Obi was giving his speech, acceptance speech on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Brilliant speech, and he touched on he hit the right notes.
He's a brilliant man.
Exactly, he hit the brilliant notes on what he was going to do. But then something stood out towards the end. He said, when he was announcing Kwankwaso, Musarabi Kwankwaso as his VP, he said it was going to be a partnership. And he reiterated them, maybe 5 times, because initially I thought it was a mistake. Maybe he didn't know what to say. But he kept emphasizing that it was going to be a partnership. That worried me. That raised alarms in my head. In a few others. So, sir, let me ask you first of all, was that the same promise he made to you? And you know why I'm asking that? Because we saw Shettima, current VP, at NBA seminar in Lagos 2022 or early 2020, before the elections, said, this ticket of Tinubu and himself, when they come into power, Tinubu will handle the economy, is an economic guru. He would handle security. We know how far that has panned out. Tinubu himself in London, Chatham House, said...
Can I quote you?
Sorry, sir. He said it's going to be teamship. One of the major members of that so-called teamship, Nasir El-Rufai, is languishing in jail as we speak here, sir. So, can you respond to this?
Yes. First of all...
I'm sorry, sir. I'm glad you responded that he didn't promise you that, made that promise.
No, I would not. Even if he promised me, I will not accept it. I'll tell him, sir, you are mistaken. That's not how it... In fact, in channels, somebody said, you will be in charge of the economy. I cut in and said, no. Yes. I will not be in charge of the economy, even if we win. The only thing for a VP is you are chairman of the National Economic Council, and anything else they give you to do. So I'm going to say something that is strong. Strong.
Please go ahead, sir.
If Shettima, I haven't heard it, but you heard it. If he ever said that Tinubu will handle economy and Shettima will handle security, then he was... Can I repeat?
Yes.
If he ever said that, he was... Because he didn't read the Nigerian Constitution. And then he doesn't know his boss. And then he doesn't even know what he's saying. How can Shettima, in the presence of a Tinubu, in Federal Republic of Nigeria, under insecurity, handle security? How is that possible? And what does Tinubu know about economy? Tax collection.
He built Lagos.
No. Tax collection is different from economics. What economic principles does he know? So I'm sorry to have used that language, but I still want to say if he said that, it was wrong. Now, when I was advising Obi to go and work with Kwankwaso, I admit I didn't fully see through the entire composition of these individuals. But now that things are beginning to play out, there is something fundamentally defective. And don't get me wrong, no one should get me wrong. I'm very, very happy for Peter Obi. And both of them are like seniors. They are seniors to me. I respect them tremendously. However, the way I treated Peter Obi, look, there was a time we were going to Jos. And due to travel logistics, I was to arrive after him. If you know how I bent space and time to make sure that I got to Jos before him, make sure I was standing at the airport and arrange for him to arrive and all those kind of things, to go and receive him. Like, it was practical, but I made it happen. Obi himself will remember that it happened. But because they never say thanks, not a single person came to say, well done or thanks to me. I took it. That's fine. Kwankwaso walks in front of Obi. You don't do that. You have the videos and pictures of me. I will never do. People would be pushing me, giving me elbows and everything. And then me and Obi securities will look at each other and laugh. I'll say it's okay. Then someone will pull me forward. Just relax. Relax. When I was going to join Obi, 2 days, my people gave me a long list to go and iron them out, especially his auntie. They want to know. I don't want to say it. I was in his house till 1:45 a.m. When I asked him the first question, he went, do you know, eventually I never brought out the list. Wow. Demands and things we should agree on, all those things. And I went back to Kaduna and I said, I'm sorry. We discussed. I decided not to because of how he spoke. And I have decided to take the risk. I agree with him. I will not ask him to make any commitment. I will go. You're going in blindly. I said, I'll go in blindly. That's okay. That's it for you. I never assumed I would be given any specific role, not for Shettima to come and say he will handle security. I mean, he was governor during the Chibok girls. And then Nigerian democracy has been rewarding failure. After that, what happened next? He got re-elected, 2015. And then the Chibok girls were never found. He got again promoted to Senate. And what else again? He got promoted to Vice President. As Nigerian security is declining, you are climbing, your political career is increasing. That is the thing that has been wrong with this Fourth Republic. I am looking for a chance to sit with a super interviewer like you, where the subject will be Fourth Republic. Not individuals talking about Mr. X, Mr. Y. Just Fourth Republic. And then you will feel sorry for General Abdul Salam, a perfect gentleman, a leader by every meaning of the word, who kept his promise within 10 months. How does he see it? He was in his 50s. He wasn't up to 60 then. He could have led Nigeria to 80, 90 if he wanted, but decided not to. To see what he never did. I don't know what the words others are doing. What has the Fourth Republic done for Nigeria? GSM. and then proliferation of positions.
Maybe banking,
The military also reformed banking.
but not on the scale that Obasanjo did it.
Democracy, First Republic has done only two things for Nigeria. GSM, proliferation of political positions, including, I will use the word, someone like me becoming a senator and a reps member. Not that I'm degrading myself, but it means everybody could just come out, get elected, and when you get there, you are free to do what you want. This is First Republic. So I want to discuss First Republic. I want to sit with someone like you again and discuss democracy.
We'll do that.
And discuss it, because people think democracy means civilian rule. Civilian rule is chaos without law and order. Democracy doesn't mean you have three arms of government. And Nigerian people, like I said in very simple terms, democracy belongs to the people who can practice it. If you cannot practice democracy, it is not for you. Simple. I wish them luck. However, Nigerian demography is not the same as that of the United States. The number of seniors, the number of middle-aged, senior middle-aged, and the small percentage of Nigeria is heavy youth, and it's like going up in that way. You bring in a vice presidential candidate, senior to you in age, senior to you in qualification. I won't say education or intelligence. In education, because he brags that he has a PhD. A PhD that I don't even like using anymore, because many people have destroyed.
Brandishing it. You don't know.
When you say doctor, I wanted to stop it. Mine is very legit. But when you find questionable people going to buy, then we will stop using the doctor. Now, he claims he is a PhD, two-term governor of Kano State, of all states, not Anambra. Minister of Defense, Senator.
Deputy Speaker.
Deputy Speaker. What does Obi with is, we know they give shishi, and then governor of Anambra State, then chairman of advisory committee. In his own right, he's a good man. Let me repeat, Peter Obi is a good man. And he can do well.
Yeah.
But this configuration, how does it work? To make matters worse, I wouldn't say that Kwankwaso is not nursing the ambition of being president. That is a dangerous mix. That is the problem that happened between Atiku and Baba Obasanjo in the first 4 years, because Baba was busy restoring Nigeria's image and plotting to clean out Nigeria's debts. This man is here, he's a politician, building his political machinery. For Nigeria to work, you must have the president and vice completely forget their ambitions. Completely. And then we're only going to work for Nigerians. The crisis we're facing now is from 2023 to 27. The only brief of Tinubu's government is secure 2027. Nothing else. Don't fight insecurity, or you can only on the pages of newspapers.
That brings me to it, sir.
Thank you. So that arrangement, as much as I like them, I respect them, I don't think they will. You see this Donald Duke. You see Donald Duke. He has ticked the boxes and more that Peter Obi did. There is a kind of storm. You will not know when it hits you. Our 2023 storm, people could see it coming. Yes. And then they went and planned with Yakubu to announce 4 a.m. Yes. I think if Duke does the right things, Tinubu will not know what hit him.
We want to see. Now, May 15 this year, just a couple of weeks ago, 400 plus students and their teachers, principal, were captured in Iroele local government in Oyo State. They are still there. In fact, the maths teacher, sadly, and most...
Don't forget, you are speaking to a university lecturer.
I know.
I'm a university lecturer.
Not just a lecturer, a founder, a proprietor of a university. My daughter used to be one of your students. Yes, it used to be. So, sir, can you score or can you interrogate briefly because of
I cannot.
The president's handling of insecurity, the economy, and democratic
Olawale,
yes,
I cannot. Because if I'm to do it, you not like me in this place. I am heartbroken. Let's leave that. I want to maintain my composure. I always have composure. Always.
Well, this is heartbreaking for you.
This is heartbreaking for me. I don't want to talk about, please, let's go to something else. Another time, we can discuss the failures of this. But you have Shettima, vice to a Tinubu in Nigeria's Fourth Republic. What did you expect? Next question, please. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but when I give the answers, I like to give
context.
I don't want to do it now.
That's taken, sir. You're a businessman. Yes. You alluded to it, and I know, because you own a school, one of the best schools, at least in private schools, anyway, in the FCT. And explain, because when I hear people talk about cost of living and cost of doing business, you see some analysts come on TV and parrot, these funny macroeconomic indicators. You are a real businessman. Can you tell us, sir, how has it been in the last 3 years?
I'm not going academic. In normative economics, NORMATIVE economics, you have cost of living positively correlating with standard of. In practical or real economics, it's the other way. Because the higher the cost of living, and then the higher the standard of living. And remember, one of Nigeria's greatest rulers, let me put it this way, President Babangida, says that Nigerian economy seems to have defied every law of economics. Now, the cost of production is directly linked to people's welfare. A government that is welfare-oriented must now target everything to do with cost of production. Nigeria is heavily import-dependent. So you are importing raw materials. You are importing machinery. Sometimes you import talent. What's your business in destroying your exchange rate? Now, go back to 1986. President Babangida and his government and that time, they were right in the basic argument that if you make imports more expensive and exports cheaper, it's no-brainer, it will work. The problem is the proportions. IBB, President Babangida, he got the argument perfect. I think what he didn't get exactly correct were the proportions. A frog jumps into boiling hot water. He will jump out immediately. So IBB didn't do that. The water was not warm. It was tepid. You know what the Romans called tepidarium? It was tepid. So we jumped into the water. Okay, it's not so hot. We can feel it. And then it started getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And now we're fully cooked inside it. If way back then in 1980, between 86 and 1990, the exchange rate regimes were completely untouchable. You must invent in Nigeria. And those who are exporting are becoming overnight millionaires. Or yes, there are other billions then. Yeah. It would have been a different story. Bringing your family members to trade on Nigerian forex is the most immoral, most irresponsible things any Nigerian leader can do without apologies. Here you have a leader who brings in a cousin or nephew to go and live in the other house, and all family members to come. Instead of fighting corruption, they are collecting tens of millions of dollars in cash. And then the others who didn't get the cash can go to CBN and trade on Nigeria's FX. Where will the Nigerian industry get their FX? How?
Totally
Where?
crowded out.
Totally crowded out. And then power. You see FX, you see power. Then there's another thing, which you've been wanting us to discuss, security. If a Nigerian can drive from Maiduguri to Lagos, break the journey in Kano or Kaduna and all that, feel free. Free, totally free. There's no limit to what Nigerians can do.
Sir, one of the comments you made recently, one of the interviews I watched was, you said the Muslim ticket of President Tinubu and Kashim Shettima has done great reputational damage to Islam. Can you expatiate?
I repeat, the world of Islam has never suffered reputational damage as under the government of Tinubu Shettima. I'm a Muslim. I love Islam. Okay. Nigeria has 250 million citizens. Islam itself says God Almighty can give power to anybody, Christian, pagan, Buddhist. But what God wants is somebody who will be just.
Will be just.
Just. And this is in Islam. Now, I'm not going to theology. The only thing that Islam promotes in leadership qualities is your ability to be just, to do justice, and deliver on your promises. Again, most of the Muslim world is purely dominated by the monarchs. These monarchs, as high as they could be, care about the welfare of the most downtrodden person. And I'm not praising them all. They live lavish lives, I know. They are also the Muslim world where they live under dictatorship. Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi, just to mention a few. If you cross their path, they will destroy you. Besides that, they will help you. Gaddafi's Human Development Index wonders in the 1970s and 1980s is yet unmatched. Saddam, as bad as he was, also developed Iraq to an extent. There is, as of today, there is a North African leader where 2 tourists were killed on a mountain, and he was not going for any election. He's a ruler, and he swore by the Holy Quran that that was 2016, that this thing will not happen again. We're in 2026. It has not happened again. Now, you have Tinubu, you have Shettima, both so-called Muslims. There are things that Tinubu does not do. There are things that Shettima does, which Islam abhors. And I will not go into their private lives. I will never do that, go into anybody's private life. You have these people who use the name of Islam to come and say, get us elected. The ulamas, the sheikhs, have long said, you cheated us. We have told the people you are cheats and will not do you again. Now, this is reputational damage, because wherever Muslims have ruled, people have been happy. Right from the caliphs after the Holy Prophet, they didn't want to be associated with anything except justice and peace and security. Muslims lived perfectly well with Christians. In fact, the time that our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, was walking in to take over the holy city of Mecca, there were Christians who persecuted him. All of them thought they were going to be killed that day. And in his own speech, you are all free, but this is not a holy city. We shall live free with you, do your trading from wherever, but this is not a holy city. Those who would converted, they converted. There has always been peace and security and understanding between Abyssinia and actual help between Muslims and Christians. Now you have a Muslim ticket in large population Christian country where Islam wants you to do just. We want the Christians to look at us and say, you have done justice. That will not happen under Tinubu, unless if somebody is lying, paid to lie, offered appointment to lie. So I repeat, the world of Islam has never suffered reputational damage as under Tinubu Shettima. And this must not continue. Nobody should use the name of God, the name of any religion, to serve injustice to others.
That's serious. Sir, what is President Tinubu's administration's single biggest failing, in your opinion, and why?
Security. Categorical answer, yes. Security. Why? Because they were never elected. Oh, really? Yeah. Simple answers. Sir, without prejudice to the Honorable Tribunal and the Supreme Court, whom I repeat have the powers, Tinubu Shettima ticket did not win 2023 presidential elections. And they are ruling Nigeria. That is why they are failing. If you want a government that will deliver, then make sure that it is the one elected. Why was IREF switched off? Why sneak 4 a.m.? Why breach the Constitution? Nobody has money to go to court. It's not easy for anyone to go to court and insist that I want then that government. When Buhari so-called won in 2015, did Jonathan go to court? He didn't go to court. So there is always a point. Let me repeat the answers to. They failed security. Why? Because they were not elected. They didn't win the election. And this is what happens. Nigerians should know that you have people who didn't win elections. You will never see peace. You will never see progress.
Sir, you also said in one interview, I also monitored that the North, yes, the northern part of Nigeria, particularly Muslim North, may not vote for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso ticket.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Can I shake your hands?
Yes.
First, these people are always eager to attack. I said it is very unlikely that the North will side with, will support Tinubu. Peter Obi. Very unlikely, because I know what I have faced. If you want me to repeat, when I jumped onto the ticket, I had to contend immediately with ID card. I wonder how Kwankwaso, who flew from Kano to Anambra to go and challenge Peter Obi, why are you driving? You know those kind of. How he will now go back to Kano and contradict himself? No, this is not what happened. I had different arguments. And I'm not saying that I'm not a debater, but if you face me in any argument, you're likely to have a very, very tough time. I knew how and what I used to get Peter Obi across, like I said, all the way to Shehu of Borno. Do you know Shehu of Borno?
Of course. At least historically.
Do you know the history of Borno?
Of course.
Islam was in Borno 400 years.
Before it even came to Sokoto.
Now, to go there with Peter Obi and say, Your Majesty, Your Highness, the then Shehu of Borno, when the colonial masters came, they were posed to fight. He asked the Lugard, are you really here to change our faith? And he said, no, far from that. Well, the Shehu now extended his hand, and they shook. That is when the British said, listen, in the north, leave them to their religion and their way of life. Extract your materials and everything, and you live in peace. From Borno, that is when they got that. I smuggled Peter Obi to Borno, to the Caliphate, to Kano, to Zaria, to do it, to get him, to market him. So I sorted that problem of ID card, mosque demolition. Yes, Daddy. No. Is Kwankwaso able to subjugate himself? Because I took myself as a staff of Peter Obi. I considered myself a staff. Call me 2 a.m., I'll jump up. Call me 4 a.m., I'll jump up. Call me 6 a.m., I'll jump up. Where you do, I'll go ahead and do it. If age allow, will ego, will seniority, will all those things allow him to. Now, the Tinubu Shettima ticket has taught Northerners and Muslims a very bitter. I don't know if they will fully learn it, if we will learn it. But that's why I said very unlikely that they will. Peter Ume tried to challenge me. I called him. I said, distinguished, we're friends, so don't start that.
As if you are reading my notes. That's the next question.
He says, no, sorry, my brother.
Said you lied.
He said, no.
That you're bitter because Peter Obi don't choose you. That's why you're saying.
I'm the one who said Peter Obi, Oga, sir, please. I respect you a lot. I like you a lot. But because I'm so straightforward, I'm not going to be undermining you. Go and look for somebody to work with so that I can go on my own. If you remain in Labour Party, I'll still work for you to get the ticket. And my plan was that even if he remained in Labour and he got the ticket, when it came to a vice presidential candidate, I would recommend somebody for Peter Obi. That was my plan, actually. Because I hate a situation where I'll be having a problem with my boss. Yeah. And that's what I said, very unlikely, and it remains very unlikely that the North will support that ticket. No disrespect, nothing. We're in politics, and this is what happened in politics. We're in election season, this is what happens in elections. They shouldn't try that nonsense with me that they will start attacking me, because I have more damaging things to say. However, I still take him as a boss, as a brother. I respect him a lot. Peter Ome and others will not make me start... No.
But do you regret recommending Kwankwaso?
I don't regret. Okay. I don't regret. I only feel sorry for my boss, Peter Obi. He had the goodwill of Nigeria, and this was mismanaged. I'm sorry to say. He won the election.
No, INEC said.
I know, INEC said, but
Atiku came second.
I agree. As far as we're concerned, okay, let me correct it. As far as we're concerned by what we submitted to the courts, he won the election, Federal Republic of Nigeria. He could have been the president of Nigeria. So because of that, there were many things I tried to stop him from doing, which I didn't succeed in stopping him. So no regrets, but I feel sorry for Peter Obi. And he will still make a good president. He will. He will not give shishi. And power generation and all those kind of things. And what I felt the synergy between us was that if Peter Obi was handling the economy, I would beg him, yes. This insecurity is in the north. Do you mind allowing me? Because, look, I'm a civilian, but I'm not just a civilian. I hope you know that. I know what I know.
In your mindset, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious.
What
you're saying, sorry to interrupt. What you're saying is not actually novel. Under President Yar'Adua, in his 3 years brief stint, when the issue of the Niger Delta militancy, reared its head, he called Jonathan. Said, "See, these are your people. Go fix this."
Thank you. I wanted to beg Peter Obi, please. It shouldn't be you sorting these people out. It's because it was, there can be different interpretations. Let me do it. If he would have allowed it. But then, now you have, and I'm not strictly a politician. I'm not proud to be saying, but look, I'm a goal getter. I want to achieve everything I'm doing. I'm action-oriented. I would not have been plotting my 2031 if I become a VP in 2030, because that will completely distract you from fighting the insecurity. Completely distract you. Like Tinubu in 2023, desperately wanting 2027, they have completely shifted their focus completely away from the problems of Nigeria. All they want is 2027. And we're saying, by the grace of God Almighty, you will not get 2027, because we're already starting to know. Beyond 2027, and this will be a topic for another time, President Tinubu, let's call him president now. Please, sir, What is your agenda for Nigeria beyond 2027? Look at him, through him. Shettima doesn't even know that because he's there with his own ambition. What are you planning to do with Nigeria beyond 2027? Look through him and see. Is that what you're trying to do? You will not. 66, 67 to 1970. Sure, it was you people they wanted to go and you stopped them. Now you want to go, we shall allow you. Well, Nigeria is not yet ready.
Let's wind down, sir. INEC, is that organization as integral, central to everything? Is it redeemable?
Since we're out of time, can I just give you an answer in summary? Yes. Professor Amuteku. Professor Amuteku, I'm telling you now, he will not declare a president by 4 a.m. He will not be allowed to. Professor Amuteku, he will not announce the fake or wrong result, and he will not breach the Nigerian constitution. Okay, his name is Amupitan. Okay, Amupitan, all right. Joseph. Okay. We have learned enough from the 4 a.m. INEC chairman, the 4 a.m. What I know is every right-thinking public servant. Nigerian public servants are decent people. They listen to news after dinner, and they retire. Wake up early in the morning, say their prayers, get ready and go to work. This Nigerian public servant denied himself sleep because there were certain deals. And he went, sneaked 4 a.m. Mandela's younger brother and other African leaders were waiting to see justice done. And he disappointed. And we Nigerians are still keeping quiet and allowing this 4 a.m. government to continue. You know what I said? I like those people you're talking about. I like Tinubu's people, though. You know why? I like what they did. 1993, the result wasn't even announced. Yes. As I speak to you today, there is no June 12th result. You can't show it
that we have officially. It's not been declassified yet. Yes.
What did they do? That's why I like them. Now you have Moshood Abiola Stadium. What you call Democracy Day is 12th of June. Yes. One of June 12 people is president because they didn't let go. Why was I not so happy with Peter Obi? To the extent I said, take Kwankwaso or El-Rufai and go. Because I was not happy with him. How can you let go?
So you support Kenneth Okonkwo on this?
I hardly know what Kenneth Okonkwo is up to. I hardly know.
It's more or less the same thing.
Listen, I like the people who protect their rights. And you must give it to Tinubu's people. They defended their rights for how many years? 33 years now. But in defending their rights, they have also transgressed the rights of the Nigerians and others and others and others. I want you to understand me properly in context. Peter Obi threw it away. His people let it go. Up to now, I'm the only person still talking about constitutional breach. Imagine June 12 people, you breach their constitution. Nobody in the Western Hemisphere will sleep. Breach a punctuation, not the constitution, a punctuation. They will chase you, and you must, be it 30 years, 33 years, they will get it back. And I like people like that, but I don't like it when they are the ones doing injustice. I don't like using the words. I don't like calling. We're all Nigerians.
Pro-democracy activists.
I call it Tinubu people. The bottom line is he who will protect his right and fight for it is never the same as he who will let go. Democracy is for people who have earned their rights and liberties. Democracy is for the people who will extract its dividends. Democracy is not for those who will sit down and see the constitution breached
Final question, sir. Now we have assessed a few of the the leading presidential candidates who are going to square off against President Tinubu. Have you seen any scenario where any of these are able to, whether it's Donald Duke, Atiku, or Obi, are they able to defeat President Tinubu in a free, fair election?
Thank you. In a free, fair election, Donald Duke is the winner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not to Peter Obi. Are you serious?
I'm serious. In a free and fair election in Nigeria, Donald Duke is the winner.
Are you serious, sir?
Yes, wow. I am serious.
Because it's your party.
Can I tell you
something?
I'm not a soothsayer, nowhere close to a prophet. I'm not those kind of people who say I didn't dream. I'm telling you this. April 1998, and I have witnesses, I predicted Baba-Ahmed will be president while he was in prison.
Oh, really?
I swear.
Oh,
Almighty God.
Before
April 1998, Baba-Ahmed was in prison, and I have witnesses that I said he would be president, and he became president. I have predicted 2 speakers, and they became speakers. Now, what I'm telling you is not prediction. I'm not a prophet, nothing close to that. But in a free and fair election in Nigeria, you said free and fair first. You will not find Tinubu in the first 3. And Donald Duke is likely to be the winner. Now, because I'm a Muslim and I believe in God Almighty and his powers, he makes leaders, he gives power to whom he wills, how he wills, when he wills. So I'm not encroaching into God's powers. But as a human being, ordinary Nigerian now, I'm telling you, Donald Duke contests Nigerian presidency in 2027. Do the right things. He is easily the next president.
The PRP doesn't even have any structures.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
It doesn't matter. Is that not how they said Peter Obi didn't have structure, he doesn't give shishi? Yes. And what happened? Before they knew, we defeated them in Lagos. Huh? Is that not how they said? They saw Peter Obi's storm coming. I think they may not see Donald Duke's one coming. Yeah. Irrespective of all the... Look, Nigeria's budget in the last 3 years, build up to the next 4 years, could all be deployed into 2027 elections. There is a point beyond which the money that you give does not work, because somebody you have never given 1 million naira to has been downtrodden, has been misruled, and you come and out of desperation give them 10 million. That person will say, yeah, so it can be 100 million. They'll take, the first thing they'll take that and keep. No, sorry, it has to be 100. They will find their budget spiraling out of control. And then the script has been played too many times. Where they go to get the results sheets, EC8s, the sources are known by now.
Oh, really?
Of course. And the people, the boys in black, who get it and come in and pass it to those, and to start announcing and writing, irrespective of all those things are known. But what is even more important and more instructive, maybe by now Nigerian candidates, presidential candidates, have realized the futility of legal challenges. Maybe Nigeria has not reached that level where a court will ever say that a sitting government did not win. It will not happen. Now, if Nigerian presidential candidates realize it is impossible for the courts to remove, irrespective of the evidence, bring in any evidence, whatever evidence, I'm saying it all. Elections did not hold in the whole country, and INEC has announced a winner. The courts, it doesn't matter.
Really?
We have the power. We have said he is the president. What can you do? Go to court. After that, this is the final court. We have announced him as president. What can you do? Finish. So whatever evidence you produce to the courts, maybe judgments will be written and given to them to read. Nigerian candidates have realized it, so who will go to court again? Futility is madness. The sources are known, the processes are known, the procedures, the individuals are known. Amu Tekun, right? Amu Piton. Joseph. Good. All right, Josh. If he thinks he will come and play the script of Yakubu, he should wake up again. If Yakubu thinks what he has done against Nigerian state, against Nigerian people, he has gone scot-free with it, he should also wake up. History, nemesis, will catch up with him. The results he declared were rigged results. He breached the Nigerian constitution in doing all those things. Yeah.
Nice place to anchor, sir. Nice having you, sir. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Likewise.
And I'm sure we'll see you again as we wind down towards the